You personally, have you had a bad experience with police?
A lot of them.
A lot of them. What was your worst?
The worst situation was I was playing for the Miami Heat. My brother Michael Christian and I were leaving South Beach, and I used to work for Toyota, so I had the brand new white with the gold trim Land Cruiser. That was the big dog. And we were driving down the causeway, and the cop pulled us over. It's at 3:30 in the morning, and made me get out of the car with Michael and walk backwards toward him with our hands up with a gun on us. And then turned me around and put my head down, put the gun right on my face, put the gun on Mike's face, and be like, "Oh, this is John Salley. Oh, yo, sorry, man. We got a report that there was a robbery, and they ran away in a white, brand new, driving down the causeway at the speed."
But I mean, they didn't know there was a 7-foot tall guy here.
This is the deal.
I mean,
he said, "No hard feelings, right? No hard feelings, right?" Mike was like, "Yeah." He says, yo, I'm talking to you. No hard feelings. And Mike looked at me. I looked at Mike. Mike was like this. "We're driving. I live in Fort Lauderdale. We're driving." He goes, "If I would have tripped, they would have shot us." Right? Huh. In my back. And another time, 1989, I'm playing against it. And I think it's the white cars. I'm playing against the Lakers, but, Arsenio hooked it up where, I now know people at the Comedy Store. So I have my brother Jerry and Ronnie with me. I rented a white Mercedes from, because you know how we do it. When you come out here, you got a ball. This is the way this stupid society has us. So I got the white Mercedes. I go into the Comedy Store, but I have to get back because we decided to put a curfew, the Pistons, on ourselves. So I'm going to get back by 12. I'm going down La Cienega, everything cool. The cop pulls me over on La Cienega. And where you coming from? And my brother's a correctional officer, but doesn't pull his badge out. He wants to see what's happening. They sit me on the curb and go through my ID and say, "Oh, you play with the Pistons?" "Yeah." "Well, you guys play tomorrow night?" I said, "Yeah, I got curfew. I got to get in." He goes, "Well, you're not going to make curfew." And made me sit on the curb. White Mercedes, running right there, running everything, just being an asshole, waited to 12:01 and then handed me back my license. So you run into guys who are in position and take complete advantage. They Eddie Murphy the situation. With a badge, I'm your worst nightmare.
Yeah, no, listen, I've never had bad experiences with the police until I moved to New York. And I remember getting pulled over. My license was suspended. And they say, "Sir, can you please get out of the car?" I said, "No problem." As I get out, they grab me and slam me against my trunk hard. And I'm like, what was the point of all this? So we didn't know what your intentions were. I'm like, being polite the entire time we spoke, was hands on the steering wheel, very respectful, provided all the information you wanted, was not belligerent, did not say a harsh word. And here you are, slamming my head against the trunk of my car. Like, this doesn't even make any sense.
Right.
You know what I mean? I remember going into a police station in New York. I had donated my car to charity, but I had forgotten to keep the license plate. So I just went in there to make sure that the car wasn't registered stolen or whatever else. And when I explained the situation, the cop was like, "What are you, a fucking idiot?" And I'm like, "You wouldn't be talking to me like this without that badge. Yeah. You just wouldn't. We're two men. Exactly. You would not say this to me without that badge."
Right. And
we're roughly the same size. You would never even think to say that. Not to say that I'm some big tough guy, but it's just man to man. You wouldn't call a stranger a fucking idiot when he's actually just trying to explain a story to you and try to clear up, any potential problems that may happen. So cops have this really, and I'm not going to say that what I've experienced is even a margin to what a black man in America goes through. I don't want to say that. Yeah. But what I'm saying is that certain cops really completely abuse their authority and take out their problems on you. They're having a bad day, they're going to fuck with you that day.